Hello. Here's a fun fact. I recently read that if you smoke a lot of pot, the THC gets stored in your fat cells, and when you burn the fat, it gets re-released into your bloodstream. So I joined the gym. And this morning I did 20 minutes on the elliptical, ate 17 power bars, and passed out in a yoga mat. But I woke up during one of the classes and I tried to do one of those positions, but I couldn't do it. So I spent the rest of the time in downward facing dog, just giggling at the word glute. Glute. Oh, that's good. So I've been trying to get into shape. You know, I gotta get into better shape because I just went to LA, and when I was out there, I was like, holy shit, like, where are all the ugly people? And then I took the bus, and I was like, oh, they're all on the bus. I saw this one dude at an In-N-Out Burger, and I said, hey man, you better get on the bus. Disturbing my meal. I like traveling. I like to travel a lot. I get that from my mom. My mom's a big traveler, and the other day she said she wanted to travel the world, and she was like, I already raised my kids, I deserve it. And I was like, yeah, but you didn't do a good job. Like, that's like if you completed a puzzle by just mashing random pieces together, and then you were like, I'm done, I deserve a reward. Like, it might look right from a distance, but that puzzle has really low self-esteem. Thanks, guys. My mom, I had a good mom, like she was a good mom, but she was a terrible parent. If that makes any sense. Like, I recently found out that when my mom was 6 months pregnant with me, she fell off a deck. Just fell off a deck. Like, I guess it wasn't her fault, she was hammered. So my mom came to this country when she was 2 years old from a country called Greece. And my dad came here from that same country when he was a teenager. And I don't know if you guys know this about Greek immigrants in this country, but you're only allowed to have one of two jobs. You can either own a pizza restaurant or you're an asshole. And my dad is both. And my dad was like really strict when I was growing up. Like, he would always make me go to school no matter how sick I was. Like, I could have had some sort of crazy disease, and I'd be like, Dad, I can't go to school today. My arms and legs are falling off. I'm just a torso. I can't make it. And my dad would be like, your arms and legs are falling off? Well, what a peculiar disease. You better put your limbs in a fucking basket and hop your ass to school. You gotta study hard, find the cure. Or maybe take up a sewing class. Get those limbs back on, Humpy-Dumpy. My arms and legs fell off in that joke, miss, and that's why people were laughing. I'd appreciate it if you joined. Christmas is coming up. That's a tough time for me because I stopped believing in Santa Claus when I was 5 for 2 reasons. One, my dad hates milk. So on Christmas Eve, he'd be like, oh, Christopher, did you put the baklava and whiskey out for Santa Claus? And my mom would be like, I think Santa Claus has had enough whiskey. No, I'll tell you when he's had enough. The second reason is I could always tell how upset my dad was that some mythical being was getting credit for his purchases. So on Christmas morning, my dad would be like, oh, Christopher, what did Santa Claus bring you for $99.95? After he waited for 3 hours at Toys R Us, after he worked for 12 hours in his workshop cooking pizza. Santa Claus drives an Audi. Oh, that's a real good impression. Just trust me on that. I assume nobody knows my dad. Do you? No. Okay. I could do my dad's voice really well, and I could do my dad's voice so good that I like to mess with him. Like this past Thanksgiving, I got to my house late, and when I got there, like all my aunts, uncles, cousins, my whole family's already there, and they didn't know that I got there yet. And when I got there, I saw my dad standing by himself in the kitchen, and I knew everybody else was in the dining room. So when I saw him there standing alone, I just yelled into the dining room, "Hey everybody! I like to wear pretty pink panties because I'm a little princess." I was like, "That is not me speaking." "Oh yes, it is me speaking." And then I left. And a half hour later I came back and he was like, "You better tell them right now." Tell what? What? I just got here, guy. My new thing is I like to call my dad and I leave him messages from himself. Like I'll call him up, I'll be like, "Hello Arthur, this is you Arthur. Reminder, tomorrow, panties. Victoria, she's having a sale, but don't tell nobody, it's a secret." I like to picture my dad at the mall the next day. He's like, "Victoria's Secret sale, I was right. Better load up." That's my time for that, guys. Thanks a lot for having me. Goodbye.
Thank you so much, Chris. Perfect. And that's how it's going to work. I got funny people who are going to come up and tell you stories. And people are saying, have you gotten your Christmas shopping?